Welcome to the show, Katharine Quinn. You are our guest tipper of the month, and for today's tip, March 5th, we can file this one under tips that should take 20 minutes or less. What do you have for us?
If you want to meet with someone in an industry in which you are aspiring, ask for 20 minutes or less of their time and be really specific about which 20-minute windows you might be interested in. So it's an easy yes or no for them instead of an open-ended, hey, can I pick your brain sometime? That's putting the onus on them. Right?
Don't pick my brain.
I can't have my brain picked. But if you say, I would love to take you to a virtual Zoom coffee or a real life coffee and for 20 minutes, and do you have time next Wednesday at 1 p.m. or next Thursday at 2 p.m., I'm much more likely to look at my calendar and say, yeah, actually, I can do a Zoom chat at 2 o'clock on Thursday, no problem.
This is a fantastic tip. It nestles really nicely into a bunch of tips Arielle's given, and it just really reinforces the importance of being specific with your asks all the time. You are far likely to get a better result. And like you said, not only will you look at your calendar and go, yeah, I could maybe do that, but you might look at your calendar and go, no, but I can do Friday. Specific asks, very useful. I love this tip. Katharine Quinn, welcome to the podcast. We're so excited to have you as our guest tipper for March. And we will be back tomorrow with another Ned and Arielle tip, and next Wednesday with Katharine Quinn. We got a message from a Tippendale here in New York City asking us to do a tip on how to get the best prices for Broadway shows here in New York. And we have a Broadway expert, Katharine Quinn, as our guest tipper of the month for March. Katharine, please give us a tip that helps us out here.
My tip is, please buy your Broadway tickets at the box office. You will save on all of those delicious internet fees if you buy in person at the box office. You will likely find the cheapest prices. Now, the alternatives to this would be going to TKTS, which is Duffy Square, that cute little, the red steps that you see in Times Square. You can snag some great same-day deals there. There's an app called Theater that doesn't have an E, just like Grindr, but for theater. And that's basically an app where people are not permitted to upcharge from the price that they paid for their tickets. Sometimes there are varying reports of people with nefarious intent on theater. It's fairly easy to vet, however, and so I really like Theater app. And then the third cheap option I would offer you outside of buying in person at the box office is TDF, which is the Theater Development Fund. If you're an artist, an educator, government worker, you can go to their website and see all of the various people who are eligible. You can get discounted tickets in advance for Broadway shows. So those are the myriad ways I would recommend, but buying in person at the box office will always, always, always spare you fees that you would pay on Ticketmaster, Telecharge, SeatGeek, any of those online platforms.
Hey, Katharine, in case Tippendales have other questions, what's the best place to find you online, to DM you or message you in the comments to try and get more tips here?
You are welcome to follow me on Instagram and TikTok @ Katharine Quinn, and I have dedicated videos about how to get the cheapest Broadway tickets on my YouTube channel, which is also @ Katharine Quinn.
Well, that has been daily tips that may or may not help you, but I feel like that one may for most people. On today, March 12th, 2025, we will be back tomorrow with just me and Arielle, and back next Wednesday with another tip from Katharine Quinn.
Katharine Quinn is back on this Wednesday with another guest tip that may or may not help us today on Daily Tips that may or may not help us. Katharine, today's tip applies both to adults and to kids. There aren't many of these, but what is today's tip?
Don't forget to play. I don't know about you, but I am constantly on the brink of burnout. And the surest way to spare my mental health in times like these, when the world is very dark and heavy, and when we're all working way, way, way too hard, is to play actively. And this is not just like resting and watching reality TV, which I also absolutely advocate for, but active play of doing a coloring book, taking a dance class if you haven't in months, or even if you're not a dancer, pushing yourself to do something slightly outside your daily routine just to break it up and also potentially gain some perspective and joy, laughter, game night with friends. I just heartily advocate for, particularly right now.
This is such a good tip. Like, this is the tip, I feel like, that we're all going to need for the rest of this year and maybe a couple to come.
Probably
100%.
Yeah.
We have more tips to come. I love a good transition. Ned, what day is today and what day will be tomorrow when we're back with another one?
Well, today is Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. Tomorrow will be Thursday, March 20th with just you and I. But we will be back next week with another Katharine Quinn tip.
We should probably call it Katharine Quips. Something like that.
Oh,
There's something there.
That's interesting.
Quinn's Quips.
Quinn's Quips.
Quinn's Quick Tips. Yeah, there's something.
All right, Katharine, March 26th, 2025, finishing out the month for you. What do you think?
Don't buy groceries if you're not going to eat them.
So smart. So
my
true.
God.
All of us need that.
Oh, that's psychic damage.
And if that resonates with you, then it applies to you. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you didn't understand it, then it's
This
not for
tip
you.
is
It
not
means
for
nothing to
you.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Because for some people, they're going to be like, obviously. And other people are going to be like, yeah, but if I buy them, then I'll use them. And like, that's not true for some people.
Nope.
Anyway,
This has been March 26, 2025. That felt like a tip. Katharine Quinn, you have been our guest tipper of the month for the month of March. Tell the fine people where they can find you and give a quick shout out to And That's Showbiz's channels, please.
I didn't know. I thought that I was just giving you my tip in advance. I don't know. That was didn't know.
Just
that
to be
was the
clear,
delivery of the
you
tip.
were until it was
You
a
were.
really good episode.
it was so
Great.
natural.
I love that.
We might even keep
I
this
love
whole
that.
thing in.
Yeah.
I feel so good about that. Okay, people can find me at It's Katharine Quinn on Instagram and TikTok, and on YouTube also at It's Katharine Quinn. And then for all things Broadway, you can find me at And That's Showbiz.
And that's Showbiz with a Z, people.
Yeah.
Katharine, thank you so much for being here in March. It is a joy to have you on Daily Tips that may or may not help you. And we may ask you to come back to give some more Broadway tips a little later this year.
I would love that. Thank you for having me.